and then they're all in the trays. And there's a roller there, very simple machine. And the guys take the plants out, they go in the little holes. So dry that these little plants, they need all the help they can get. If we don't water them, there's just not enough moisture. There is moisture underneath, but with it being so warm as well, these little plants, they need a bit of help. So this is also some maize. This is Foxtrot. Showed you some rubbish maize 2 videos ago. This is our better maize. This is nice. This is what's nice to show on YouTube. Nice and tall, it's massive. It's done really well, very pleased with it. I'm 6 foot, so it's kind of, I don't know, 7 foot, 7, 8 foot. Looking really good, just going into tassel. Just fitting some misters to the shed. Got fans up, they've made a big difference. We put those up last year. We're just playing around, trying. See, there's a really fine mist. Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're in a very dry cauliflower field. It is extremely dry. We are started planting. Plants came last week. Guys doing a cracking job. It's not easy. It's very hot last few days, but the plants have come and we need to start. But yeah, you can see it's extremely dry. It's pretty much pure dust. So these are organic collies. So because they're organic, we've tried to work the field down. It had potatoes in, it's been subsoiled, had some lime. What have you got, Philip? Can you show them? What have you found? Ah, so that just proof it was potatoes before. This had Jersey Rules in, organic Jersey Rules. But yeah, it's very dry. We've worked it down to try and create a stale seedbed, but that does mean that we've worked it down so it has got drier. Usually have a bit of rain, but we've just got the boom going over there in the distance. So that is watering them in. So I'll show you that after. But yeah, these are pretty amazing collies. They're always an amazing plant. They're planted now, so start of July, and they will be in the ground, some of these, until April, May. This field actually is the first field we're doing. This has got the earlier variety, so these will start picking in October, and then we'll basically pick sequentially through. We've got all the different varieties, and we'll start picking all the way through. Water's going on as well, so we've got a front tank there putting water alongside the plants to give them a boost, and then they're all in the trays, and there's a roller there, very simple machine. And the guys take the plants out, they go in the little holes, and it plants them and drops them in. And it's basically got a carousel that spins around and plants them then in the ground like that. So that's just been planted. And that's what it looks like. The little plant is a transplant. Philip can just hold it up. That's what it looks like. And that's where they've grown that from a seed. So we'll plant this back in the ground. You put it back in the ground, Philip. Put that back in the ground. And you can see they're being planted on a row. No, we'll leave the rest in the ground, Philip. And they'll basically go along, going up and down. What we do is we leave a tram line. We leave actually 3 rows. So this is where the trailer's going to be driving when we're picking the frame. So we leave a bit of a gap. And then Joffrey just going along, he just checks if there's any gaps he fills in, because you always get the odd gap where the machine sometimes doesn't plant. I'll say doing a cracking job. We do about 50 verges, so 22, 23 acres of cauliflowers, all winter cauliflowers, mixture of organic and conventional. These are, first 2 blocks will be organic, and then we'll move on to conventional end of next week. Good to get them in, and I think hopefully there's some showers due next Tuesday, Wednesday onwards. That should make conditions better. But yeah, good to get them in. sometimes as well, so far in this field they seem okay. There's no pigeons. We get issues with pigeons, so we have to net them. But so far here, you can see, nothing around today. We are around watering and planting, so they might not be around, but so far, we're okay. But yeah, guys do an amazing job. Really appreciate they all work hard, and it kind of shows you where your cauliflowers come from. You cut them in the winter time. Sometimes you don't even pay 70p for a head. It's crazy, the work that goes into them and the amount of effort. It's yeah, it's not a simple process when it's like this. So yeah, we are just showing you planting, and it's so dry that these little plants, they need all the help they can get. If we don't water them, there's just not enough moisture. There is moisture underneath, but with it being so warm as well, these little plants, they need a bit of help. So put it on 20mm, and we use this boom. So we just finished that section, and we'll come along now, and I'll open up the boom, put it along, and we pull it out, hook on this little frame here, that hooks onto there, and we can pull it all the way up the field. First we have to unhook it from here, and you go on the road and travel it, gets hooked into there, and that keeps it in place on the road. But we've swiveled it round, it's on a carousel that can be spun round. We'll now move the tractor, open all these booms up, and then start pulling up. So hopefully, if I get my tripod set up right, we can show you the unfolding process. This is what we're unfolding. I've undone that catch, and then we're now unfolding it. And why this is really good, this is very accurate. Each of these nozzles is you don't really get much wind issues. It's quite windy today as well. But compared to the sprinklers, so we've also got aluminium sprinklers we use as well. But this is very accurate, and it seems to work really well. So the boom is also a lot easier to move. Sprinklers, even though this is still a hot day, it's a lot nicer moving this than it is sprinklers. This is the end nozzle, which we're just going to adjust so it spreads water to get that last bit there. That's all good. Get the other side opened up. Hopefully haven't parked the truck. Oh, hopefully we can lift over that. Just. Come round, lock it in. We don't need this one on, so we'll leave that closed. We then hook up the pipe. That's undone. And then we have to unlock it as a little ratchet system. So we need to make sure that's undone. which can be tricky. The little chain undoes the little latch, the ratchet mechanism. So now when we pull it out, it will freewheel rather than being stuck. And now we'll put it out all the way to the top. Which is quite a slow process, as you can't go too quick, otherwise the reel will actually unravel itself. So we'll probably speed this bit up for you. So that is it, just seen, all taken out. We can then push, we undo the catch. So now that's gonna, when it comes in, it'll ratchet it in to stop it from flicking out. It ratchets on that system there. We actually need to sort it out because we had some smallish fields where it's all got a bit tangled up. So currently we've actually got the safety catch off so it doesn't get caught up. So we need to get to a big field and unravel it all and redo it. You have to do that every so often. And it's all set on here, so it does how quick. Can you see that? How many meters an hour, how much mil you're putting on, time, etc. So it's 3 o'clock, it's gonna finish at 6. So we'll push start. And that means now when the water comes in, we're going to turn the water on at the reservoir over there. When the water comes in, there's a valve here. This valve, it's open now because I've told it to open, but it's going to close automatically because there's no water pressure. And it knows that when there's no water flow, it shuts that automatically. As soon as that feels pressure, this will open up and it will let water into the reel and send water up to the top. So we will go off now and get the pump turned on, and then I'll come back and show you. Hopefully it all works. This is the pump, green crop. It's pumping out of, can be filled up with a borehole as well. Local guy who's got a farm alongside is letting us come out of here, so very much appreciated. But yeah, sucks up from there, comes into the pump, pressurised, shoots off, up the yellow flight all the way back to where we just come from. So get it started up and hopefully it'll get going. What you actually have to do each time, this has got a self-primer, so you're having to suck all the air. This is the suction pipe here, and this is the turbine, that's what it's called, that propels all the water into the pump. You need to get the air out of that, because otherwise at the moment there's air in here, so it's not going to start sucking up the water from the pond. But this pump is now sucking air out of there, out of that pipe, and then once it's full, we'll see a bit of water will come. It's just pure air at the moment. A bit of air, a bit of water will start coming out of that, and you know this is all primed, there's water in here. Then we can start the main engine, that'll start spinning around with water, and that then creates a suction to suck up from the bottom. This is what can be a bit of a pain sometimes, especially we've got quite a steep drop off from where the suction goes. It's quite a steep way down. So it can be a bit tricky, but that's the joy of irrigation. But hopefully now, these have made it so much easier. The older pump we've got, it's got a hand one, you have to do it manually. On a day like this, it's not what you want to be doing. But anyway, hopefully this will prime in a minute, and we'll show you once it's primed, then we start it. So that is it. Pump's now started. Gives you all the thing there. That's the pressure. Currently at 8. Pipe's now all pressurised as well. We're can do is those needles you saw me setting, they actually they adjust. So if the flow peaks or troughs, it will actually cut out automatically. So if you get a burst pipe or something, it will cut out automatically for you. Really good pump as well, all insulated. Compared to the old diesel engines one we used to use, it's super silent. You don't hear it at all. But yeah, works well. We'll go and check the boom all works. So, just got back to the reel. That's the sight you want to see when you're doing irrigation. So many different times it can be broken and you have to go back to the pump and put it on. But now, come back, we can knock this into gear. It'll start reeling round. It'll go quite quick for the first bit, then it will slow down. Tells us we're going to put on 19 mil. It's 20 past 3. It'll be finishing at 18:23. I had oily hands this morning. Clean that. Yeah, very simple. Putting 19 mil. We don't want to put, although, I hope you can still see me. Although it is so dry, we don't actually want to put too much water, without sounding crazy. Because if we do, all these little plants, you nearly want them not to suffer. Suffer's not the word. But if we put on a lot of water, they basically learn to grow really easily. They won't put their roots as deep. Whereas if we put on, we have to water these, because if we didn't water them, they'd all just die. There's not enough moisture there. But if we put on like 30 mil or a lot of rain, it would then basically dry up a lot. So we'll see. And this is what it basically looks like as it comes in. This pipe is now going in very slowly, being reeled in, and the boom is watering as it goes. And I'll say that's the beauty of this compared to a rain gun, especially because we do potatoes. You could get away with the rain gun, but we've actually, because we do our veg and our collies and things, we find the boom is really good. And I say it's a pretty windy day. It's 4.4, force 5. And you can see it is drifting quite a bit, but actually it's still doing a nice even job. You can see there where we've irrigated this morning. It's a nice even colour the whole way. Whereas what you'd find if you had sprinklers, it would be a lot more variable. Because if you get gusts, it dries, it's variable a lot, but yeah. All good, and I say fingers crossed, we're hoping that Tuesday, Wednesday now is looking like showers, so hopefully we've definitely got to water this field. We're not planting tomorrow, Sunday, or today if the video goes out on Sunday. Not planting today, but it will be Monday we'll start again, but if rain is due Tuesday we'll stop, so that'll be very good, because it's a pain in the arse having to irrigate these. Yeah, good to get them in, and fingers crossed they all take well. They're wilting now, they look a bit sorry for themselves, you can see, but with a bit of rain, they're going to all, bit of rain or even the water that's coming in, they'll all start standing up nicely. So this is also some maize. This is Foxtrot. Showed you some rubbish maize 2 videos ago. This is our better maize. This is nice. This is what's nice to show on YouTube. Nice and tall. It's massive. It's done really well. Very pleased with it. I'm 6 foot, so it's kind of, I don't know, 7 foot, 7, 8 foot. Looking really good. Just going into tassel. This was drilled 10th of May. This is a variety called Foxtrot. First time of growing it. And we'll see, I think, yeah, look, they're just growing nice and tall, just starting. These are where the cobs are going to be in here. Hard to see, yeah. Cobs are just starting to form. But yeah, very pleased with it. Looking good. It's massive actually. It's way taller than the thing. You can see that, it's huge. But yeah, really pleased with this stuff. This is going to cope with, we're very lucky, this is going to cope with the drought. This will cope with without any rain. It will need some when you get to proper cob fill. Otherwise the cobs aren't going to fill up properly. But this is going to get through and hopefully get through till it does rain. It's not going to be impacted. Fortunately, we got most of our, well, 3/4 of our area drilled May, very early June. all of that I think is going to be okay. That varies from this height to about 6 foot at the moment. That's all going to get through. Bit worried about, we've got about 50 verges, 22, 23 acres drilled middle of June. That is calf height at the moment. That could be a disaster really. And so's that other poorer stuff I showed you. There was 13 verges there. That's going to be pretty much rubbish, but as a whole, can't complain really. That's some really nice stuff, and that's going to cope, and hopefully this will make up for any poor yields we get elsewhere. But nice to have some nice stuff. It just shows you, well, drilling earlier definitely helps, but sometimes we accept that it's a bit of a risk we take growing it after our potato crop. Some years get away with it, some years you don't. We might still, if it does rain Tuesday, Wednesday, that's just gonna be in time, I think. But yeah, pleased with that and looking forward to coming to cut that in September. Should be a very good crop. So, not sure if I did a video of this, but we're just fitting some misters to the shed. Got fans up, they made a big difference. We put those up last year. We're just playing around, trying. See, there's a really fine mist. So we've used blue, just normal blue water pipe, gone down through a geek. We had to adapt. It's leaking a bit there, but I need to sort it out. Vitor, Legend Vitor, sorted out a filter for us today because we're getting some little bits getting blocked up, but it seems to be working all right. Hopefully, the cows, you can see the little tiny, very thin mist. It'll just apply a bit of spray to help cool the cows down a bit. Not sure. Obviously, it's very, very hot, and the water demand at the moment is quite high. I've got it on the same line. See, going across there. It's on the same line. I need to tighten that up as well. I forgot to tighten the two bits up. But anyway, pressure's dropping a bit. So I'm not sure how I'm going to increase the pressure, but I think those will work. Yeah, they're all working nicely. You can actually see it easier in there. Yeah, we will see. Hopefully, they'll enjoy it. We'll come back and see the cows in a bit. They're just getting milked, and the Limar's getting shed cleaned. But hopefully, it's going to help. So, also just out with Philip and Thomas. They're like little farm managers. And looking at grazing, but what much of it? There's not really much at all. Pretty rubbish. Desperate for rain. Most fields, there's just nothing. That is a new field, a new lay we sowed start of May, which is slowly, that'll be grazed this week. But if we don't get any rain, there's not going to be much. Be very, very little regrowth. These fields haven't had cows on for, they're 12, nearly 2 weeks now. That's 8 days. Admittedly, that did get mowed as well, but that really just took the tops off, because things are dry. So we're pretty desperate for rain. Starting to run out of where we can go. We've grazed all the ones the other side of the farm now. But yeah, we'll see. Nice we can do. We'll keep the fresh group. They might go inside. They might stay inside the whole time whilst it stays hot, really, to be honest. If we don't get any rain Tuesday, Wednesday, they probably will come in. And then we'll put them back out once the grass starts growing again. The other group, we'll keep them outside grazing. They'll just graze an area, double the area, but they'll go through fields a lot quicker. And we might start putting the feed trailers in the field as well. But we can only really do that in fields we know we're going to be ploughing up or reseeding, because otherwise, if we do that in fields where you're wanting to keep the grass good around the feed trailers, you do get the grass will die off a bit. But yeah, nothing we can do. Hopefully, so fingers crossed now, it's saying it looks like fairly hopeful that we're going to get something Tuesday, Wednesday. That might not be enough for the lays that have been down 3-4 years, but it will do something to the newer lays. So yeah, fingers crossed we get something. But so far, cows are coping pretty well with it. So hopefully they'll all still just be as happy in the shed.